I feel like we went through a she shed phase the last 5 or so years where every woman wanted, lusted after a space just for her, just for you in the backyard. There's sort of a return movement, I think, replacing even the she shed, and that is this desire or this dream to have a greenhouse. And the truth is, you don't have to be a diehard gardener to want one. For some, this backyard building is about so much more than just plants. It can be a wonderful creative zone, good for plants and good for you. My next guest actually built her own greenhouse. Emilie Peterson is joining me to share this creative endeavor. It's so good to see you.
Thank you.
So why did you want a greenhouse?
I wanted it so I could start seeds early, and I wanted it because they're cute. That's the truth.
So you are a gardener.
I'm a gardener.
There is a purpose.
Yes, there is a purpose. I just have, plant the boxes.
Yeah.
The above ground boxes, but I just wanted to start my seeds a little bit earlier.
Sure.
But aesthetically, I wanted it to look good in my yard.
You want that cute factor?
Oh,
I think
totally.
we all do. And when it comes to a creative zone, whether it's gardening or scrapbooking or crafting or whatever it is,
right,
you want that inspiring effect.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So this was a gift.
It was a gift. I have wanted a greenhouse for a long time.
Yeah.
And for our 30th anniversary, I told my husband, this is the picture I drew.
This was your sketch?
This is my sketch. I said, I want a greenhouse for our 30th
With
anniversary.
a heart. I mean, that was the punctuation, was the heart.
Yeah.
How could he say no?
He didn't. I don't know who asked for a DIY project for their anniversary. It's me.
You do.
Me.
You do. Happy 30th, by
Thank
the way.
you. Thank
That's
you.
a big deal. And you built it together?
We built it together. We got the windows from a house here in Salt Lake, actually most of them. It was a 1912 house.
No.
They took them out, so they were all uniform. I like uniformity.
Okay.
And it just worked out perfectly, and I'm so happy with it. I love it.
So let's break down how you accomplish this.
Okay.
It's a smaller space.
It's 8 by 10.
8 by 10.
Yeah, so it's perfect. It's a perfect size.
Suits your needs.
It suits it. It has really high pitch, so it feels bigger than when you're inside.
Yeah,
really.
there's good space.
Yeah, and so what happened is we just got all the windows. We made a little plan after my picture.
How did you source the windows? Can I ask that?
KSL.
Nice.
Classifieds.
We love when we can help out with that by brand.
Yeah, it's wonderful. And so we picked up the windows one day. The next day we're framing them out in the garage.
Okay.
We just got the 2x4s. I pre-painted them.
I was going to ask about that.
Yeah, because the greenhouse is white, so I pre-painted them, and then we'd lay the windows out. And I wanted my windows to be I wanted it to be a functional greenhouse, so all the above windows open.
They
all
open.
hinge and
it's not just a
open.
cute little dollhouse
No.
to stare at. We can open those windows.
Because it gets hot in there.
Sure.
If it doesn't open. And so everything is functional, and it's so cute, and it's my dream greenhouse, and I've wanted it for years.
I am so happy for you.
Thank
I'm so
you.
happy for you. How are you planning to maintain the windows? There's some pressure and responsibility there.
Yeah, well, some of when you get windows from a 1912 house, some of them are broken. And so glass is cheap. You just took it out and put them in. So if I ever I've had a bird run into it recently, but it didn't break. But it's so easy just to replace a pane instead of a whole window. It works out really well.
Let's talk about what you have going on inside, because it's cute on the outside, those white boards and those vintage windows just pull you in. And you're glad you stepped in once you do, because talk us through some of the details.
Okay, so I'm big into vintage stuff.
Yeah.
So I find just like watering cans.
I'm sorry, look at this.
I love secondhand stores.
A
I love
copper
yard sales.
watering can?
I love. And then my community always has once a year a library sale for used books. So I try to find vintage books. So it's a little eclectic greenhouse. It's cute inside plus function.
Well, it lends itself, I think, to that more eclectic style, right? You've got piles and you've got stacks and you've got kind of the drippings and droopings from the garden. What else do you love inside?
I love literally
everything. She's like, ask me what I don't love, and I'll say nothing.
Okay, I have a lemon tree. I couldn't bring it because it's too big.
A lemon tree?
I can grow a lemon tree in Utah, and I got this one. It was a baby when I got it. This is a fig. I'm gonna have figs,
goodness.
people. I'm so excited. I love
your
I
enthusiasm.
can't wait to have stuff that you really can't grow in Utah because I put a heater in it. It's got 2 heaters,
so it's
and a
nice
thermostat,
and toasty and
so
moist.
it comes on its own. I don't have to maintain it.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Let's talk through some project ideas.
Okay.
Whet our appetite, if you will, for some greenhouse gardening. You mentioned the seed starts. You're able to jump on that a little bit earlier.
Yeah, so I actually got my greenhouse in March. My anniversary was end of February, so I got it the end of March. So I was a little bit later. I can start in January this next year. year.
Nice.
But I have started seeds. This is a chive. I started it from a seed. That's hard to start chives from a seed. They're tiny.
Way to go.
And I just barely did loofah, and I'm excited about that because this is going to be kind of in the winter. I'm going to grow it in the greenhouse. So these are some of my fall seeds that I'm growing. But what's fun is I've been propagating. So if you have tomatoes right now, they're quite large. And if it has the main stem and then it has the shoot off stem, well, sometimes it gets a third. You can clip it and you can start yourself another tomato plant.
Now, propagating is the gardening term for making babies, right?
Right.
Making plant babies.
Babies for free.
For free.
From your other plant.
This is my level of gardening expertise.
You've got it.
Okay.
So do you see how this has little roots? I did this last week. So I'm gonna have 3 new tomato babies, and I can grow them in bags, in grow bags, and put them back in my greenhouse before the frost if they don't get ready by then.
Is this something you've always been interested in, or are you obviously learning a little bit more now that the opportunity's in front of you?
Oh, I am learning. You're not a good gardener unless you fail.
Oh, good.
And that's how you learn.
I'd be a great gardener.
You would.
I'd be a great gardener, yeah.
That's how I'm a good gardener, because I fail and I learn and I go on.
My producer told me you're drying herbs as well.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm drying herbs. So in the greenhouse, you can dry them in 1 week. So all you're gonna do is, do you want to do a time?
Yeah, I'd love to. Oh my gosh, yes.
So I picked all these out of my garden this morning, and this is the fresh thyme.
Smells amazing.
So you are just gonna tighten it on the end right here. I'll do some lavender.
And tie it off?
Yep, we're just gonna tie it off and kind of tie it so it's on the end.
Okay.
Because then what I'm gonna do when I get home in my greenhouse, I'm gonna hang these for the 1 week, and then I dry them, and then I will tell you what I do.
Even her twine is cute, everybody. I'm just here to tell you, Emilie Peterson is the real deal.
I like cute stuff. That's
Look
just
at
how
you,
it
you're
is.
cute.
Okay, so now you've got it. There's mine, lavender. So you've got it tied.
I didn't leave a tail, but you can help me
Oh, it's
out,
okay.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
Okay,
we'll just do this.
Yeah, stretch
So
her
if I have something cute, you know, in my greenhouse,
like,
if I
an antique doorknob with a crystal knob.
I was gifted this. It's so cute. So if you just hang this, it dries. Then I just stick it in this jar. And by the end of the summer, I will have all these dried herbs to share with my neighbors, my daughters, my daughter-in-laws, for basically free, because I'm gonna have so much.
You're gifting, you're using.
I love it.
It's the anniversary gift that keeps on giving, isn't it?
It is.
All right, at the end of the day, what do you feel when you're out in the greenhouse, your backyard greenhouse that you built with your own 2 hands and your handsome hubby? What are you getting from all of that, gaining from that experience?
It is just a peaceful place that I just love to be.
Yeah.
The noise of the world just leaves. I just love it. It's my own little space. He comes and he'll sit out there. He doesn't really want to do anything in there, but he'll sit out there because he knows I'm so happy.
And he'll be with you.
And it's just wonderful. Yeah.
Why do I want to cry about that, right? I mean, a little corner of your house that you guys can just be together and create. We're both crying. What's our problem? Let's talk about something factual like propagating and making garden babies. Bring us back to the facts of life. I love you. You're fantastic. Thanks for sharing your passion. Where can we follow along and read about your project?
Okay, so I'm on Instagram, and it's Emilie with an IE, Peterson with an SON, and I'm actually doing some really fun stuff with fresh herbs right now. So come follow me and learn.
All right, Emilie Peterson on Instagram. We'll link you over for an easy connection on the website. We adore you. Keep sharing.
Thanks.
You're inspiring us. Thank you so much.